crowd has assembled in Indianapolis, Indiana, looking for a Pacers win today. And we've got it for you right here on 2K Sports. A quick check now at the starting five for both teams. And guys, taking a look at Paul George, what will we see from him?
Well, he's one of the premier defenders in the game, Kevin. Really embraces that challenge to guard the top-tier scorers and make life difficult for them.
And, Steve, he knows how to get himself on the highlight reel with some of those dunks, but it's not just for show with him. It's an injection of energy for his team and for the crowd.
Portland right now in the middle of a road trip. They're faced now with what is probably the easiest part of their schedule. They've got a lot of home games on the docket, but they can't take anything, guys, for granted.
And Kevin, remember, this is the second and final time they'll see these guys. So they want to make sure that things are different this time. I would look for them to really attack and play aggressively early on.
Well, I think that's a given, Steve. They've got to. I mean, if they want to get a different result. I'm sure they took something away from that game, so let's find out if they can put that knowledge to use for them here in this one.
Last outing for Indiana. They won that game against the Atlanta Hawks.
They looked very stable, pretty much from the get-go, guys. A solid output, solid effort. And, you know, sometimes you'll see some inconsistencies come up in a road game, but they were pretty solid there.
I was very impressed with the balance they displayed, guys. Different people carrying the load, scoring, making assists, unselfish play. Everything was working for them to get that victory.
You know, he's not a name that a lot of people think of when you listen to the top post defenders in the NBA, but I believe LaMarcus Aldridge is one of the most underrated post defenders in the NBA because of that length and quickness.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Yes, Frank Vogel and I got a chance to talk for a bit. He said the player he'll be watching closely in this matchup is Thomas Robinson. He added, you have to respect the energy he brings to the game. That'll be the challenge for our bigs, is matching that energy and physicality. Guys, Robinson a guy with a growing skill set, but it's still that athleticism and hustle that's really his calling card. Back to you.
Thank you, Doris. Getting back to Aldridge, he doesn't block a ton of shots, Clark, or get a terribly high amount of steals, but he makes things very difficult on whoever he's guarding.
Yeah, you know, his numbers don't indicate how valuable he is defensively in terms of blocked shots. What he does, though, as you said, Kevin, is challenge shots. And he never gives up easy baskets to the guy he's guarding. He's a pretty good help defender as well. The easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
And so here is Indiana. They traveled to Portland last time they faced the Trailblazers and came away with the win.
Yeah, that last matchup was kind of a war. I mean, it was one of those tough physical games, and I think they won because of their ability to rebound the ball.
And the basket by West.
Nice pass. That one was right on target.
The Trailblazers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Kicks it to Aldridge. He's against Hibbert. Lets it go from 14. And that one's good by Aldridge. Aldridge has got his first points of the game. I wouldn't mind seeing another one down to the wire here.
Well, Kevin, you know as broadcasters, we always love those close competitive games, so neither would I.
Now, here is George. Last time out, he had 14 points. Pass to D. It's back to Hill. And the pass to D. Shot clock at 5. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist.
Beautiful finger roll to cap that drive off. He knows how to finish with some flair and flavor, guys. Boy, you talk about a franchise having some terrible luck with injuries. Portland is certainly that team. A lot of emerging stars in Rip City have had their careers or tenure cut short because of injury. And the injury bug, once again, reared its head for Portland.
The defense sagged off, and, you know, he did not hesitate to rise up and bury that three.
He dishes it to Hibbert. Outside, George. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. As you said, with the Blazers throughout the ages, they've had to deal with injuries to guys like Walton and Oden and most recently Roy. Unfortunately, Steve, starting over is something that they are used to doing.
But they are in a pretty good position to do so right now, Kevin. I think they've been really good in the draft the last couple of years. Obviously, they got a star in Damian Lillard that they can build around. To me, the key is LaMarcus Aldridge. Can they re-sign him? Can he be that dominant low-post guy in Portland for the next 5 or 6 years? He sure has the potential.
Here's Lillard. Roy Hibbert picking up that last basket. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Robinson, that's good.
And you know, you talk about Frank Vogel, guys, and the Pacers. It seemed he won over his roster from the moment he took over. He placed a lot of confidence and trust in his players, and most importantly, brought a breath of positivity and positive energy to that locker room and to that team.
And it's Hill penetrating, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
Here's George. Right now averaging 17 points a game. Hill. 6 on the shot clock. Here's West. And again, it's Indiana converting. And back to Vogel, he really helped instill the identity of this Pacers team of toughness and defense, and Steve, that willingness to battle.
Yeah, it's a perfect fit with their personnel. The way he motivates this team to defend and play with that edge. Well, I just love this group, the Pacers team, the talent, along with Frank Vogel. Just a really nice fit. I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
Now, here is George. Hibbert kicks to George. He feeds it to West. And it's good. Walk through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, I tell you what, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders. They're not getting the job done.
Yeah, that's 10 of the last 12 points they've allowed on good looks right at the rim.
Now, here's Lillard. What a tremendous game he played against New York. Now here's McCollum, defended by George. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul.
Looked to me like the defender didn't get squared up and get his feet set.
Good work by the officials. A nice call. That play can be tough to judge sometimes.
And Indiana making a change here. Rangers checked in. Hill against Lillard. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Lillard's got his first points of the night. Looking at Portland, they took a win in their last game against the Knicks in New York.
And if you look at their numbers in that game, what jumps out most is the balance offensively. They really spread the wealth.
And they were on fire in all areas. That was a very satisfying road win.
McCollum dishes to Robinson. Aldridge, the pass to Lillard. Feeds to McCollum. 5 to shoot. Top of the key. Oh, that's good. And he recovers it. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Robin Lopez is checked in for Thomas Robinson. Hill kicks to George. D. The feed to Granger. Passes it to D. Back to Granger. Some nice passing here by Indiana. For 3, Hill. Lillard with the block.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
McCollum with the ball. He's picked up by Hill. George against Lillard. Pass to McCollum. This one for 3. Paul George grabs the miss. Indiana's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Hill kicks to George. D passes to Scola. D shoots the 3. Portland grabs the miss. McCollum's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Ball's knocked loose. And here we go. George heading to the hoop. Finishes the break with a slam.
You know, the instant that steal was made, they were off and running the other way.
Ball pressure, then a run-out seed. That's perfection to me.
Now Lillard, averaging 19 points per contest. McCollum off a pick from Lopez. And Lillard kicks to McCollum. It's good from long range. McCollum's got 8 points.
You know, the defense didn't exactly try to fight around that screen, and that's why it turned into the easy basket.
And, you know, a great start for last season's Rookie of the Year, Damian Lillard, assuming the mantle of starting point guard for the Blazers and proving himself more than ready for the task. He played with a poise and maturity that you rarely see in young point guards in the NBA.
Now Lillard. Paul George missing from long range. Batum attacking. He kicks it to Lopez. Aldridge. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And for Lillard, he came a long way from being a lightly recruited player out of high school and being a star to small. Hibbert against Aldridge. Hibbert dishes to West. Pass to D. On the wing, George. Out of bounds, Portland takes possession. Let's quickly now take a peek at the league leaders in blocks. Angelo look at D. A fierce inside defender. Tops in the NBA in blocks.
What an intimidator he is in the paint. He's shot to the top of that leaderboard and has looked good doing it.
On the floor for Portland. Robinson and Aldridge down low. Earl Watson out there with McCollum, and it's Batum in at the small forward.
You can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Outside Hill. Now the pass to D. Just 5 on the clock. Indiana needs to get a shot off. George, that's a 2-pointer. No good off the back of the rim.
You know, a lot has been said about the Pacers and their defense, but in addition to them being great with their positioning and skill, they're one of the toughest and most rugged teams to deal with, both mentally and physically. They really pride themselves on playing smash-mouth basketball and don't hesitate to get into your airspace and get in your face.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Yes, gentlemen, D in their last game against the Hawks just played phenomenal. He ended up with 35 points and played some lockdown defense as well, causing havoc on both ends of the floor. Just absolutely incredible numbers from him in a game you didn't want to miss. So glad we were here to watch it, Kevin.
Great job, Doris. Thank you, guys. It's going to be very interesting to see if he can stay in a role like that tonight.
I agree with you there. I mean, he obviously hit on something that brought out the best in him, and you can be sure he's going to take the exact same approach in this one.
Definitely. And as confident a player as he already was, now he's got to be feeling absolutely unstoppable.
And Clark, back to what you said, the Pacers did get in a few games last year where tempers flared and players got in each other's faces. But, you know, Steve, you look back at all the great defensive teams in NBA history, and not a lot of them were a group of amicable guys.
It's true. I mean, this was a great defense, and sometimes you have to ruffle feathers and get in people's faces in terms of being tough and gritty defensively. And I think the Pacers understood that.
Hill passes to D. This is to George. West, guarded by Robinson. And here's George for 3. Offensive rebound. Hibbert.
You know, Kevin, he never gives up on a play. That's what I love about him. He's one of those guys who will bring effort and energy the entire 48 minutes.
And something else you can't forget about is his shot blocking, Steve. I mean, he's an intimidator down low.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Lopez is checked in, and Hibbert hits them both.
Well, for the Portland Trailblazers, a new training staff hired over from Oklahoma City. They let go of their previous trainer who'd been with the team for 19 seasons. You know, fair or not, I think the seat got hot after all the injuries that were really devastating this team.
Luis Scola, he's checked in for the Pacers. Lillard outside. It's rebounded by Indiana. D's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And for the Blazers, statistically the most injured team in the NBA, Clark, from 2009 through 2012.
And the new training staff has advanced in not just injury treatment, but injury prevention. And that's key, using strength bands, recording baseline measurements for muscle strength and flexibility, even using Eastern medicine. So they're not leaving any stone unturned.
Hill kicks to Granger. Fader on the way. Hits the bucket. Granger's got 4 points in the quarter.
Boy, after having a tough time in the first, he's managed to turn it around nicely this quarter.
Lillard, right side. The dish to Batum. He passes to Lopez. From the low block. No good. Excellent D there for Scola. Pacers leading by 13. Outside, George. Kicks it to Hill. Back to George. Granger outside. The 3-ball. Can't get it to go. And the Trailblazers going the other way. Shot's good. And the Pacers lead by 15.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Lillard dishes to Lopez. Outside, Batum. He feeds it to McCollum. And it falls over the rim and in. McCollum's got 15 points.
Well, offensively, he's taken a solid opening quarter and just built on it here in the second.
Passes to D. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got his 3rd assist on the night. Trailblazers trail by 15. Lillard outside. He dishes it to McCollum. Lopez sets a screen for McCollum.
Well, C.J. McCollum out of Lehigh, gifted scorer, able to shoot with range and get his shot off the dribble, attack in transition. He's a high volume but also very efficient scorer.
Joel Freeland, he's checked in for Portland. Both free throws good from McCollum.
You know, he's as close to a sure thing as you can possibly have when he steps to the line.
Watson kicks to Scola. George. Indiana moving the ball around. The shot's good from D. D's got 4 points in the quarter. And McCollum only 5'2", his freshman year in high school. Can you believe that? He was lightly recruited. Clark, you and I were talking about this. Not so, though, when it came time for the pros. Everybody's interested in him now.
And for good reason. I mean, he actually said that baseball was by far his best sport as a youngster. Played multiple positions, but basketball is his game now.
Mo Williams is checked in for McCollum. And Lopez throws it down. Well, as far as the defense goes, Clark, that is not what's going to keep them in this league.
Yeah, but from the other perspective, you can see just how much that dunk pumped those players up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, guys. I sense a little bit of a momentum shift here.
Outside, George drills the three-pointer. George has got 7 points.
That's something we didn't see at all from him in the first half when he had a goose egg from three-point land.
Lillard with it, now guarded by Watson. Williams passes to Wright. Back to Williams. Three-pointer. And the rebound goes to the Pacers.
Yeah, again, iffy shot selection there. Defender draped all over.
Well, you got to understand who's guarding you in that situation. I mean, if he's on you tight, you can't just rise up and try to shoot over the top.
Rising high, punching it down. And you know he loves having that much of a height advantage. He's got so much confidence there.
Williams gets a screen from Freeland. Williams kicks to Freeland. Back to Williams. Pulls it up. Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Lillard. Wright feeds it to Williams. Pass to Freeland. Back to Williams. Lopez left side. Outside Williams. Over George. And George with the block. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
He's killing them with his poor shooting. The defense is more than willing to give him the...
Now, presented by Sprint.
Glad to have you with us for halftime. I'm your host, Damon Brooks.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
as we begin the second half. First half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started.
Just absolute domination in this one for McCollum. He's got 17 points, and from downtown, he's buried 3 3-pointers.
Yeah, when he's been able to get squared up and get a good look at the basket, it seems like everything's been going in.
George Hill at the 1, Paul George at the 2. Down low, Weston Hibbert, and it's D in at the small forward position. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel. And Lillard kicks to Aldridge. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, a big part of the success of LaMarcus Aldridge is his versatility. You can play power forward, you can slide him over and move him to the center spot, but he's very difficult for anybody to handle. Almost 7 feet tall and extremely skilled.
That free throw, no good. We're going back to Aldridge for a second. He really does have the skill set of a power forward Clark and the body of a center.
Yeah, you know, that versatility is really impressive. When you think about a big guy guarding him, he can take him outside and utilize that jumper and quickness. And then if he has a smaller guy, he'll back him down and work him over inside.
D defended by Batum. D passes to George. There's the feed to Hill. D, it's back to Hill for the 3. Marcus Aldridge grabs the miss. Aldridge has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Now here's McCollum. He's tightly guarded. Pass to Batum. Here's the 3. Hill pulls it in.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
Yeah, not enough defensive coverage there to prevent him from firing that time. But, yeah, I think if he's open, he's got to let that thing fly.
A shot's good from D. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it.
Well, guys, for the Pacers, it's been a slow and long climb from the Malice at the Palace back in '04. But now, with a terrific young team, fresh off a strong showing in the Eastern Conference Finals, we can finally say the Pacers are back, and they're going to be around for a while, contending for championships.
Trailblazers trail by 17. Shot clock at 6. Here's Lillard. The Pacers pull it in. George has got 3 rebounds now in this one. And for the Pacers, ever since their unfortunate night in Detroit, the attendance in Indiana has sagged. They've been at the bottom half percentage-wise, Steve, for the last 9 years.
Well, it's time for the fans to come back, Kevin. You know, this is an elite team. They've got really high character, good guys. You know, ticket prices are about 60% less than the league norm. One of the best arenas in the NBA, and hey, it's Indiana. I mean, this is a basketball state.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Hill kicks to Hibbert. It's back to Hill. There's the pass to D. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Nicholas Batum. And let's take this opportunity to show you the most productive rookie rebounders of the last 10 games. And you look at D, no doubt one of the most efficient rebounders in the game.
And what we learned from those 10 games is that he knows how to use his body in the paint, even against the other big bodies in the NBA.
For a young fella, Steve, he's showing some real strength out there.
Both free throws good from D. Here's Lillard. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure. Looking at how they stacked up in the league statistically over the last month, here's what the Trailblazers did. 7th in blocks, 9th in three-point field goal percentage. And they're in the top half of the league in scoring as well. Not too shabby.
Now, and this is a team that really relies on those blocks that you talked about, Clark, because when they're at their best, they're really challenging every shot. They cover up, they close out on jump shooters, and if you penetrate and get to the rim, they've got a host of shot blockers there waiting for you.
Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Hill dishes to Hibbert. Outside, George. He passes to D. Back to George. He kicks to West. From 12 feet out. And that one's good. West has got 11 points.
Shaky defense down low again. It's been a mismatch in the paint.
I'm sure they didn't go into this one expecting to get battered like they have inside.
Aldridge with a screen on George. Lillard from outside. That one goes. Count it. 7 points in the game.
Well, there's plenty to like about him as a player, but, you know, one thing that really stands out is the quick trigger. He can catch the ball in space, defenders all over him, but, you know, in an instant, lets that shot go, and he is accurate.
And you know what else, Steve? Watching him run the pick and roll is like watching poetry in motion. I mean, this guy has that basic play down pat. He's unstoppable when he runs.
Good on the shot. That's now 8 points for Hill.
A nice start to the second half. Just one miss in their first 5 attempts.
Hill against Lillard. Dishes it to McCollum. 6 to shoot. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. McCollum's got 19 points.
Good defense, but you gotta love the finish with the finger roll over the top.
Hill kicks to Hibbert. Outside, George. Indiana moving the ball around. D, defended by Batum. And that one's good. 16 points for D.
He's created some good opportunities for himself and made the most of them.
And Lillard kicks to McCollum. Back to Lillard. On the wing, Batum. There's the three. He is hauled in by Paul George. George has got his 4th rebound in this one.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboards.
Well, they've done a lot of things right, but I agree with you, Clark. Their rebounding is right there at the top of the list.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Lopez comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And Mo Williams subbed in for Damian Lillard. Williams up on top. He's guarded by Hill. And Batum kicks to McCollum. Drops in the tray. McCollum's got 22 points.
You know, if you were only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would be ahead.
George passes to Scola. Portland grabs the miss. Robinson's got his 3rd rebound tonight. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Minnesota, where they'll take on the Timberwolves. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for them. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. Look at the Heat. They've been in peak form as we've watched them play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason. And, of course, the Pacers. And they're down 4 spots from them.
Seeing where the Pacers are, they've stayed right there near the top of the standings. One of those dangerous teams that can give any team a real tough challenge on any night.
Yeah, you got that right. I mean, when you catch them at their best, they're an absolute handful.
Back to Scola. Granger left side. Batum with the steal. Now here's McCollum. He's guarded by Hill. Can't hit.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game.
You can talk about a lot of other power forwards around the league, and even though Louis Scola never really explodes for monster games, a lot of his opponents will tell you he's one of the toughest guys to deal with because he's so consistent and has a lot of versatility to his offensive game.
D. Some solid defense there from McCollum. Trailblazers trail by 16. Williams with the ball. Out guarded by D. Williams dishes to McCollum. Outside Batum. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. And speaking of... Outside Williams. There's the dish to Wright. Back to Williams. Kicks it to Aldridge. Fade away. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Aldridge has got 7.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
D passes to Mahinmi and stolen by Aldridge. Here's Crabbe. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back. Watson with it, averaging 6 points per contest. Pass to D. He feeds it to Watson. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. On the wing, Williams. The 3. And another 3 for Portland.
What are they thinking leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
Watson kicks to Granger. Granger gets a screen from Mahinmi. Indiana again missing.
Couldn't convert, but nice little two-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip.
Pass to Crabbe. Back to Williams. Right side Aldridge. And the lead is down inside single digits. Aldridge has got 5 points now this quarter.
They're not as aggressive from the outside here, but maybe they should think about stretching the defense a little bit, like they did in the first half. I mean, stretching the defense makes it easier to score inside, too.
Copeland. Good on the triple. Copeland's got his 3rd basket of the night.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Aldridge sets up the pick now for Williams. Williams missing again.
You know, you look up and down the Pacers roster, and at every position they have size and a player that's willing to be physical and mix it up. You throw in a guy like Paul George, who's one of the elite rebounders at his position. It's not hard to see why the Pacers were #1 in rebounding percentage last season. They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. And that's a good strategy when you're on top.
Grab the pass to Williams. Right outside. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Williams has got 6 assists here tonight. Well, you mentioned the Pacers. They do have size everywhere on the roster. And it's not just numbers on a sheet with them. They all know, Steve, how to use their height and weight to their advantage to work to their favor.
Yeah, the length at every position is impressive. Not just Hibbert protecting the rim, but Paul George with those long arms out on the wing. George Hill at the point plays a lot bigger than his actual height. So this is a team that is very good rebounding the ball and defensively.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If the shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot. Well, he didn't quit on the play. He defended the shot, contested it, and then got back straight to the glass.
Shoots. And again, it's Portland converted. Watson with it. The 3rd quarter comes to a close. Indiana out in front. They lead by 7. And we're coming.
Make sure to reserve your copy of the #1 rated NBA 2K15 coming soon.
Well, welcome back as we get set to start the 4th. In a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Pacers.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
And I also like the penetration. I mean, they're getting into the paint and getting a lot of easy hoops from those strong drives.
On the floor for Portland. Lillard at the point with C.J. McCollum playing the 2. The forwards are Batum and Thomas Robinson. And it's Aldridge in at the center position. Knocked away. Oh, and here comes Robinson all alone.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark Power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Hill passes to D. He dishes it to George. Clock at 6. Tries to save it. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. And the jam by Nicholas Batum.
Well, that's the easiest opportunity an offense can get off a steal.
Exactly. No defense for that.
And here is Hill. Back to Hibbert. Feeds it to Hill. The pass to D. Shoots it up. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 4 assists in the game.
What a display of offense we've seen today, and it's only getting better.
Well, both defenses have been on their heels all day, and it's begun to take its toll.
Aldridge with a screen on George. And it's sent back by George.
That's some more rugged play from them inside.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying Clark to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, Mark?
Well, you know what the questions are about now. It's their defense, that's for sure.
And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
A lot of noise coming from these fans. Pretty unhappy with that call.
Well, you know, we've got a lot of amateur officials in the crowd, and not one of them liked it. They've been ineffective in this one. Just no slowing down for D. He has 20 points, and he's come up with a couple of nice steals today, too.
Well, he's been playing a very energetic brand of defense, Clark. You got to love it.
Both free throws good from D.
Well, as far as the league's big men go, he's one of the very best at the foul line.
Robinson goes in. It's blocked. Now, here is George, defended by McCollum. Here's D, and he jams it with authority.
Well, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger, Clark, right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's with them.
Yeah, but you don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up, though, either.
Robinson missing again.
He operates pretty well in traffic, guys, but that was a tough play to finish off.
Here's Hill. The feed to West. Shot left block, and no good. Trying to use the glass. Trailblazers trailed by 9. McCollum dishes to Robinson. Off target at the rim.
Another strong rebound, just like we've gotten used to seeing from them today.
Yeah, 1 or 2 more of those, and this lead will be double digits.
Batum with the steal. And the call will be against D. That'll be his second foul of the game. For Portland, they've gone 3 of 8 here in the 4th quarter. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line. That sends Nicholas Batum to the free throw line. Roy Hibbert picks one up. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Hill against Lillard. Hill kicks to Hibbert. Pass to George. D. Back to George. Fades and shoots. Indiana again missing.
I'll tell you what, for what's really an elementary shot, he looked a little nervous on that release.
Lillard, the pass to Robinson. Lillard. Back to Robinson. Lillard outside. 4 on the shot clock. Swiped away. The finish, and it's George finishing it off.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively, ready to react and make a play.
He kicks it to Aldridge. Shot is off. And Indiana will go the other way with it. When this game is done, they'll be off to Orlando, and they'll take on the Magic. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Hill kicks to George. Passes it to D. Dishes it to Hibbert. He passes it to D. Beyond the arc. Thomas Robinson with the rebound. Robinson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. On the wing, Batum. Fast break. Here comes Indiana. Hammers it in, taking it the length of the floor.
Forget about finesse and agility. This big fella is all about power and force.
Now here's McCollum. Now the dish to Lillard. Kicks to McCollum. Puts the lead pass in front of him. Just 5 to shoot. Robinson. Shot misses. Great D that time from Hibbert. Indiana leading by 10. George gets a screen from West. A nice shot by George. George has got 6 here in this quarter.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Yeah, not a lot you can do defensively when they continue to get the ball inside and get these easy shots.
Now here's McCollum, defended by George. Lillard attacking. Aldridge left side. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Cutting into the lead with a huge one-hand throwdown.
That's how to get your team back into it.
Yes, sir. That may put a little life back into this team.
And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Personal foul. 2nd team foul.
Hibbert dishes to West. Pass to D. Hibbert with the screen. 6 on the shot clock. The kick out to Hill. Launches it. And it's good.
Getting a feel out there from long range, guys. That's his 2nd 3 of the half.
Trailblazers trail by 13. Now McCollum. Lillard with it. Goes up from the top of the key. That's good. And here's George. Outside Hill. He feeds it to Hibbert. Indiana moving the ball around. The pass to D. Hibbert with a screen on Batum. And George, here we go. 6 to shoot. Passes it to D. From deep. Portland grabs the miss. Lillard's got his 3rd rebound tonight. He dishes it to McCollum. But they get it back. Robinson, that's good. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what Frank Vogel had to say to his team. With a deficit as we approach the final buzzer, he stayed upbeat, saying, listen, we can battle back, fellas. Just stay with me. I need all-out effort here, and we can bring it home. Fellas?
Back to George. There's the triple. And the basket good. George has got 9 points here in the 2nd half. Trailblazers trail by 12. Here's McCollum. And that one's good by Aldridge.
Despite the troubles he had in the first half, he stayed composed and focused, and now he's getting it going.
For Indiana, they've gotten exactly 2/3 of their shots to find the bottom of the net here in the 4th, 8 of 12. Here's D, and that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
The Trailblazers shooting well here in the 4th quarter, 50%. Lillard attacking, feeds it to McCollum. Pass to Aldridge. From short range, cannot hit. Great D that time from Hibbert.
And this is why you need size inside, the ability to contest shots and force misses.
Steve, that's exactly right. Even when you get in close, it's still a tough shot.
Hill passes to George. D, defended by Batum. Shot clock at 6. Here's D, a special move before the shot. D's got 12 now in this quarter.
He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
Lillard against Hill. And the basket by Lillard. Lillard's got 9 points now in just the second half. Clark, they can burn some clock if they want to.
Yeah, maybe buy a little oxygen while they're doing it.
Hibbert with a screen for Hill. Now the feed to West. He passes to D. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And George, here we go. That's good.
He's come out here in the second half and done a nice job moving, getting good looks, and finding his range.
Lillard outside. Now here's McCollum, defended by George. Here's Robinson. Drops it in from 11 feet. Indiana leading by 12. And George kicks to Hill. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Poke loose. Stolen by McCollum. And the layup's good off the glass. McCollum's got 24.
Boy, how's that for a quick possession?
Yeah, it sure was. I mean, he didn't waste any time getting down the court, did he?
Lillard against Hill. Pass to D. Hibbert with the screen. It's back to Hill. 6 on the shot clock. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well, if it wasn't already out of reach, it is now thanks to this spurt.
Just keep on firing, man. No reason to slow down now.
And Lillard kicks to McCollum. Paul George with the steal. Here's Hill. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. And the Pacers lead by 14.
You got to feel pretty good about this win tonight, guys. Defending their home floor.
Yeah, and just riding it out here now. I mean, they gave the fans what they wanted.
Lillard attacking. He kicks to McCollum. Fires for 3. Good.
You know, if this had come earlier, they might have been able to get back into it.
Yeah, but as it is, too little, too late.
Clark, they're in good position here to ride it out.
Yeah, they certainly are. I mean, if they just play smart right here, Kevin, this game's pretty much over.
West, guarded by Robinson. From down in the low post, it goes.
And that puts a cherry on top, so to speak, of what's been a phenomenal showing for them.
All over but the whining now, Steve.
Outside for Batum. Takes the 3. That's good.
This is a tremendous solo run he's on. I mean, the kind we've seen him have so many times before.
D passes to Hill. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. They put on a show.
You blocked 3 shots tonight. It was an impressive display that contributed to the win. Do you go out there looking to block shots, or is it something that comes naturally over the course of a game?
I think it's just something that comes naturally. I'm always looking for opportunities on defense, whether it's to block a shot, get a steal, crash the boards, or pick a good time to double someone. And tonight I happened to get my hand on a few shots. Whatever I can do to keep them from putting the ball in the basket, you know?
We're in the place they call the Amway Center in downtown Orlando, Florida. It's the home of the Magic, where we are broadcasting our action live today. Well, before you look ahead to your busy week, sit down, relax, pull up a chair as we bring you another NBA broadcast. And thanks for sharing part of your weekend with us. And now we take a brief check at the matchups. Our starting five for both teams. Someone we'll be keeping an eye on, Roy Hibbert.
You know, Kevin, he never gives up on a play. That's what I love about him. He's just one of those guys who will bring effort and energy the entire 48 minutes.
And you've also got to love what a forceful low-post defender he is. If he blocks one of your shots, you remember it. He sends them into the stands to make a point.
Look at Indiana. They put it all together over the course of the last 7 games. They've only had 1 loss over that span.
Well, the system they have in place, Kevin, is perfect. I mean, they've been rolling lately, playing so well at both ends of the floor, and very difficult to contain offensively especially.
Just unstoppable right now, Steve. As a matter of fact, it's anybody's guess how long this streak is going to last. But I tell you what, I'm predicting the train keep rolling and rolling for a while.
And Aflalo kicks to Nicholson. Good ball movement here by the Magic. Here's Nelson. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Nelson's got his first bucket in this one.
One of the bright young head coaching stars in the league, Frank Vogel, took over the Pacers on an interim basis 3 seasons ago and immediately paid dividends. They had a strong finish to that season and his first season in a competitive first-round series against Chicago, and that success has continued to build and grow, and Frank Vogel deserves a lot of the credit.
Shot clock at 2, and here's Hill for 3. That's good. Hill's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball.
I thought the defense really kind of slacked off there. He's going to drill those threes when he gets a good look.
Nelson off the pick for Nicholson. On the wing of Flalo, defended by George. Here's Nelson. Count that one. Nelson's got his second basket of the game. And Coach Vogel, the second youngest coach in the NBA last season, but he'd been working in the NBA for 15 years, Steve, prior to that, prior to becoming a head coach.
Yeah, 5 years as a video coordinator, a couple seasons as an advanced scout, and then 8 years on the bench as an assistant. So he's definitely paid his dues and learned a lot on his way up the ladder.
And here are the Pacers now, after the made shot from Jameer Nelson.
Not really the start they wanted. They missed 3 of their first 4 shots from the field.
And it's sent back by George. Hill with it. And it's Nelson picking him up. Pass to D. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
They've had a cold start so far. Just 1 of 5 from the floor here early.
Oh, that's blocked. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession.
Let's see where the Pacers are, Kevin, in terms of the NBA rankings right now. 3rd in blocks, 4th in free throw percentage, and they also show up as a team in the top 5 in scoring. Boy, this team is balanced and versatile offensively.
And to me, what really stands out with all those numbers you talked about, Clark, are the blocks, because they're a physical team. They're dominant in the paint, and they've got great length. And when they're between you and the basket, it's tough to get a shot over these guys.
When Hibbert came into the league, guys, everybody assumed he'd be a project, and that's been accurate. But projects can pay off, and to have a player with his size and work ethic and skill is a huge payday for the Pacers.
Now, here is Nelson. Really struggled in the loss against Oklahoma City. Didn't think that was going to go in. Nelson's got 7 points in the game. Pacers trail by 4. Hill kicks to Hibbert. Feeds it to George. He passes to D. Back to George. D. And count the bucket. And that reminds me, did either of you guys see him in that last press conference?
A lot of players can be a little myopic or have tunnel vision with what they do on the basketball floor. Just worry about points or other big stats like that. He clearly is willing to do the little things and whatever it takes to win.
Well, it plays a big part in how your coach views you, as well as how you get along with your teammates. You know, when you go beyond the box score and do the little things and get along with your teammates and work hard, that is so valuable to a team.
Here's West. And it's off the back rim, no good. And going back to Hibbert and Clark, you mentioned this, looked at as a project when he came in, taken with the 17th pick, Steve, back in 08, and a draft that you were involved with Phoenix.
Well, we took Robin Lopez at 14 because he just had much better mobility athletically. We were that Hibbert could eventually develop the kind of speed and lateral quickness that he's done. So pretty impressive that he's put all this work in and defied his critics.
And the Pacers with possession here after the made shot from Aflalo. And George kicks to Hill. A three-pointer is right on target. Hill's got his second basket of the night.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Nelson off the pick from Vucevic. The three from Aflalo. The basket good off the assist from Nelson.
This is great. Three-pointers going down quickly at both ends.
Yeah, it took them no time to answer back on that possession.
Hill kicks to George. D. Outside Hill. Lets it go from deep. It's rebounded by Vucevic. Last outing for Indiana. They won that game against the Trailblazers.
You know, so often in the NBA we talk about how you have to earn your points the hard way, but it didn't seem like that was the case. Everything came pretty easily.
Too many of their points came the easy way, Steve. You're right. On dunks and layups against the defense that didn't really put up much resistance.
Now here is Hill after the miss from Aflalo. Hill passes to Hibbert. It's back to Hill. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
Well, George Hill, one of those unique stories, playing with his hometown Indiana Pacers. He's a native of Indianapolis and Broad Ripple High School. Was drafted by the Spurs, played in their system for 3 years out in San Antonio, and was acquired by the Pacers in a draft day trade back in 2011, and it's worked out well for both teams.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Scola comes in for Roy Hibbert, and it's Granger in for David West. Now, here's Oladipo. 8 points his last outing. D, guarded by Nelson. Granger with the bucket. And that makes it a tie ball game. And prior to last season, the Pacers signing George Hill, 5-year, $40 million extension.
He's a good player, a really good combo guard, can shoot it well from distance, can run a team. Maybe not a traditional point guard, but somebody who can help you win. I think is a good move for the Pacers.
Oladipo with the ball. He's picked up by Hill. Oladipo misses. Pacers have gone just a shade under 50% for the field. 5 of 11. Scola kicks to George. Indiana moving it around. Here's D. They shoot again. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And let's take a second to view a list of shooting guards who have been very dependable offensively this season. These 2 guards are the most accurate in the league. In the 3rd spot, Paul George.
Well,
Nelson dishes to Turkoglu. Passes it to Harkless. And the shot is good. And the Magic lead by 5.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
and I think they should really continue to work it down low, Clark. That's really going to free up the rest of their offense.
On the court for Indiana. At the 1 and 2, George Hill and Lance Stevenson. Mahinmi is out there with West. And it's D in it, the small forward. Just 5 on the clock. And the basket by West.
I like the way they got the ball inside there.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Nelson outside. Nelson off the pick from Vucevic. Nelson kicks to Price. And the 3 off target. For the Orlando Magic, they come into this one following a loss to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, you want to talk about a team that just couldn't get into a rhythm offensively. That was a really ugly game for them.
Yeah, you know what? I wonder about the game plan, but really, it was more about a lack of execution than anything else.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Yes, gentlemen, D in their last game against the Trail Blazers delivered quite a performance. He had 30 points and was a major factor on defense, turning away several shot attempts. Numbers like that make you anxious to see what he can do next time out.
Great job, Doris. Thank you, guys. It's going to be very interesting to see if he can stay in a role like that tonight.
I agree with you there. I mean, he obviously hit on something that brought out the best in him, and you can be sure he's going to take the exact same approach in this one.
Definitely. And as confident a player as he already was, now he's got to be feeling absolutely unstoppable.
Nelson, the pass to Harkless. Back to Nelson. There's the feed to Price. Makes the lead pass. And the basket by Turkoglu.
Heads-up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
The Pacers have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Hill dishes to Mahimi. He feeds it to Stevenson. Now the pass to D. Kicks it to Stevenson. D defended by Harkless. D passes to Hill. From the stripe. Off the left rim and out. Orlando leading. The Pacers beat them last time when these two teams met in Indiana.
You know, on an ordinary night, I think they would have come out on top in that game. That's how well they played, but they just happened to run into a club that was playing at the top of its game.
And, Steve, I think they get the win if that game had been at home instead of on the road.
He dishes it to Stevenson. It's back to Hill. Pass to D. Indiana needs to get a shot off. And it's Stevenson missing.
That's a shot that he sometimes struggles with, but you can't fault him for taking it when the defense backs off like that.
And they'll keep possession. Great positioning on the putback. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. You look at Indiana. They're having a solid season. 5th in the conference and looking to move up. And, of course, the Orlando Magic. 9.5 games behind.
Looking at Indiana, they've managed their expectations well. I mean, they've been even keeled, not too high, not too low on themselves, and in decent shape as we get deeper into the season.
This is probably where they should be, to be honest with you. And I like it. I mean, what you want to do with the NBA season, you just want to take it week by week. You can't get too high or too low. And this team, if they continue to just do their work on a daily basis, they should be fine.
Roy Hibbert's checked in for the Pacers. And the basket by Turkoglu. Here's Hill. He's got 8. Hibbert with a screen for Hill. And the 3-ball is good. Hill's got 11 points.
Well, he made 2 3-pointers in the first quarter, so he continues to shoot the ball well.
Nelson kicks to Aflalo. Back to Nelson. Turkoglu outside. The basket good off the assist from Nelson. Nelson's got 4 assists now tonight.
The defenders need to talk to each other. The communication lacking there on that 3-pointer.
Here's Granger. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Over these last 10 games on the Magic schedule, this is how they stack up right here. 8th in free throw percentage, 9th in three-point field goal percentage. And they're in the top half of the league in blocks. That's pretty good. Not too bad.
I'm impressed most with their free throw shooting that you talked about. This is a team that really focuses from the foul line. They shoot the ball well from there, and as a result, they're constantly looking to attack to try to get those free points at the free throw line.
He kicks it to O'Quinn. Offensive rebound. There's the dish to Oladipo. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul. Get open, get open.
Nicholson dishes to Nelson. And Danny Granger gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
Another shot. Pacers with the rebound. D's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Hibbert with a screen on Aflalo. Hill passes to Granger. Some nice passing here by Indiana. 6 to shoot. Dishes it to George. From deep. Kept alive. Kicks it out to Granger. D. He's guarded by a Flalo. Here's D. Shot's good. D's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Good job there recognizing the mismatch and then just going straight up with the shot. He's got a major height advantage.
On the wing of Flalo. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession.
Really was a very strong.
Moore outside. Pass to Turkoglu. Feeds to Nicholson. Pass to Oladipo. Kicks it to Nicholson. A Flalo outside. Just 5 to shoot. There's the steal. Here's Watson. Throws down the breakaway jam. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Pacers.
Boy, their frenetic defense has really been impressive, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers and turning them over.
You know, another thing they've done well, guys, this first half is challenge shooters and change shots. A bunch of block shots early.
Back to Moore. Moore gets the screen from Nicholson. 5 on the clock. Soft touch off the glass. Nicholson's got his second basket. Clark, you just mentioned the uptick in assists for Jameer Nelson. He's the Magic's franchise record holder in assists with over 3,000.
You know, I would have guessed that Scott Skiles had more than that.
Me too.
Skiles had so many back in the day, but it just shows you the consistency and the production that Nelson has given that team over almost a decade now.
A great second quarter here after a difficult first. I'd say they knocked the rust off. Sometimes it takes a little while before you get the blood flowing and you find your rhythm.
Nicholson, guarded by Scola. Baseline J on the way, and it's Orlando with another.
He's gotten his legs underneath him because he's having a heck of a quarter.
And George kicks to Watson. He passes to D. Now the feed to Watson. George. Off target from outside. There's 37 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Back to Turkoglu. He feeds it to Oladipo. Turkoglu outside. And he banks in the layup. Turkoglu's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Boy, after struggling in the first quarter, he's come alive here in the second.
Here is Watson, averaging 6 points per contest. West a screen on a Flalo. Here's D, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam. Guys, what a tight start to the game this has been.
You know what? Can you believe there have been 7 lead changes already now?
Wow.
Yeah, we're still in the first half. I mean, the way this thing is going, this could turn into a wild one.
And a tight game here as we end the first half. It's the...
Now, presented by Sprint.
Welcome, fans. We got a close game going on out.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
Well, some really terrific numbers for D. 12 points, and he's come away with 2 steals as well. He's blown. Hammer time! Wow. Hammer time! Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Still, I mean, it's startling that he'd even try that right now.
The Magic trail by 3. The pass to Vucevic. He dishes it to Afflalo. Pass to Turkoglu. From deep three-point range, the shot is off. Nice D from D. Indiana leading by 3. On the wing hill. Outside, George. Passes it to D. On the wing, Hill. D from deep. And the shot is good. And now a 6-point Pacer lead.
You know, even though he doesn't really have the long-range ability on a consistent level, he can knock down some open ones.
Oh, trying for it. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. And let's look now at which teams have been the hottest offensively for the past 10 games. In third, the Pacers.
Yeah, what an impressive run for this club. Everybody seems to be scoring well at the same time. This club is really putting up big numbers.
Hill kicks to George. Here's D, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
Well, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Here's Nelson, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
He's an outstanding ball handler in the pick-and-roll scheme. Whether he decides to shoot it or pass it, he's as good as there is at using screen-and-roll situations and making the right decision.
It's a fundamental part of the game that he is more than mastered. He's always been extremely reliable at the line, and today's been no different.
Hill passes to D. He kicks it to West. Puts up the baby hook. Nice D from Nicholson.
Now still a great start to the half after hitting their first three, even before that miss.
Turkoglu with it. West picks him up. And the call will be against D. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Follow kicks to Nelson. They set the screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. 18 feet out. Nelson with another miss.
That's one he knows he should have made.
Here's D. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Not trying to rattle any rims or racks there. Just up and in with the finger roll.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Nelson outside. Shot is off. West with some nice D.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
The drive by Hill. He passes to D. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
You can't get into much better position for the three than that. Everything was right on target. It just didn't fall.
That's good. Turkoglu's got 11 points.
That one goes down, but offensively, just 1 of 4 to start the third quarter.
Indiana leading by 7. Hill with it. He's got 11. D defended by Turkoglu. D. A finger roll finish at the bucket. D's got 12 points now in the quarter.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting pounded in there. The defense not offering much resistance. They've got to force the ball back out to the perimeter.
Turkoglu with it. Now defended by D. Aflalo dishes to Turkoglu. Back to Aflalo. Just 4 to shoot. Puts up a 3. Hill pulls it in.
They're struggling here. They're just 1 of 5 to start this third quarter. They've got to loosen up here.
There's the pass to D. And he uses the glass on the layup. And it's an 11-point Pacer lead.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low.
Well, you look at Paul George, my man, PG 24. The young swingman out of Fresno State. Boy, he had a terrific year last season, was the most improved player last season, and a first-time NBA All-Star. And consider how young he is. Just turned 23. And he's got the potential to make plenty more All-Star games. And I think he could ultimately be a Defensive Player of the Year at some time in his career.
The Magic trail by 9. Turkoglu with it. Now guarded by D. Nelson kicks to Nicholson. Gives him the lead pass. Turkoglu goes up again. He lays it in. Turkoglu's got 13.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and That allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
And for Paul George, the 10th pick back in 2010, what a terrific find for the Pacers.
Well, he was already a good player, but I think the injury to Danny Granger last season created the opportunity for George to really emerge as an all-star. And that's exactly what he did. Dangerous inside and out, excellent defensive player, has a chance to be really special.
Nelson outside. Nelson off the pick from Vucevic. Aflalo outside. Fires for three. Tries to save it. Out of bounds. Indiana takes possession.
Kevin, here we can get a good look at Indiana and what kind of numbers they've put up these last 10 games. First in field goal percentage. Second in blocks. And they're number 2 in fewest turnovers a game. I call that squeezing the orange. And that's a team effort. Everybody valuing the ball.
And the shooting is really what stands out to me. This is a team that does such a good job of finding open looks. They're unselfish. They work offensively to create good shots. And when they do that, they're on their game. They're tough to beat.
Indiana again missing.
Well, you have to get a hand into his face because that's his range right there.
The dish now to Oladipo. Feeds it to Vucevic. Pass to Nelson. Launches it. And the rebound goes to the Pacers.
Early on, he tried to shoot his way out of this funk. But later in the game now, he might want to just give it up and look for his teammates to do the scoring.
And George, here we go. Can't hit. And it's the Magic taking it the other way.
He's just been ice cold. I mean, he cannot find the range.
Well, take a look at the numbers for Aflalo. 9 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
Yeah, and you'd expect by the end of this game, I'm sure the numbers are going to look even better.
You know, one of the things you always hear about Aaron Aflalo, he's one of the most dedicated professionals in the game. A guy who every summer goes back to his hometown of Los Angeles and works on his game diligently. I mean, he's the kind of guy that always seems to get better year in and year out, just looking to grow as a ball player.
Here's D, and that one's good. D's got 16 points here in the second half.
The more touches he gets, the more this lead will grow. He has just been unconscious this quarter.
The Magic trail by 10. And Clark, going back to Aflalo, you ask his coaches, and they're going to tell you about his work ethic and Steve, about his leadership.
Yeah, and that really goes all the way back to high school and then, of course, at college at UCLA. Guy who wasn't the star player right away, but at each level, chipped away at it, continued to work, and developed into the player he's become.
And George, here we go, gets the bucket. George has got his second bucket. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Pacers.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And I'll tell you, the other thing that's been a factor is the transition game. They're scoring a lot of points on the fast break.
Orlando moving the ball around. And Nelson gets it to go.
This guy will really make you pay if you leave him enough room outside.
Hill against Nelson. Outside Hill. Dishes it to Granger. Pass to D. And there's the 3-second violation. And upcoming the schedule for the Orlando Magic. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. And that game closes out the 4-game homestand for him. C.J. Watson, he's checked in for the Pacers. The Magic trail by 9. Price, the pass to Vucevic. Kicks it to Oladipo. And there's the feed to Harkless. He dishes it to Oladipo. Good on the triple. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
That's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Yeah, shoddy defense there. Far too slow to react on the closeouts.
And here's Watson. Passes to D. Shot clock at 6. For 3. And that one's good. Watson's got his second bucket tonight.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Now here's Price. Harkless kicks to Aflalo. He feeds it to Harkless. And the pass to Price. The dish to Oladipo. And there's the foul on C.J. Watson. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Pacers making a switch here. West is checked in. Harkless kicks to Vucevic. The Magic shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
Yeah, they've just been an ordinary team in terms of free throw shooting this year, guys. About 75%.
First free throw is good.
What a breakout year for Vucevic, who was given the chance to start for the Magic, and he showed that he belonged in a starting five. Just a really good gamble on a player, and the big fella looks to be an impact player for them for the foreseeable future.
Hill dishes to Copeland. He kicks to Granger. Goes up on the block. Rejected by Turkle. And here's the fast break. Oladipo leading the way. Good.
I'd say that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, it sure did. A good job getting it started and a better job finishing it off.
And for Vucevic, in his second season in the league, 4th in voting last season for the most improved player, and I couldn't disagree.
I would not either, Kevin, and you've got to like his defensive potential. He's 7 feet tall, and he's got a 7'4" wingspan, so he can help provide all kind of protection around the rim, and you know, he's got an excellent motor, too. He makes the most of his imposing frame. I like what this guy has been and could become.
They set the pick. Hill passes to Copeland. D, guarded by Price. Harkless comes with a double team. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to D. On the wing, Granger. Three-pointer. Granger can't get that one to fall.
Been a poor shooting performance for him today, but luckily for them, a lot of his teammates have come through.
Here's Turkoglu. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Indiana leading by 8. Here's Copeland. West kicks to Copeland. He passes it to D. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. D's got 30.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Harkless dishes to Turkoglu. Feeds it to Oladipo. Back to Turkoglu. Kicks to Oladipo. Price. And he hits the jumper for 2. Indiana's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Offensive rebound. Second chance shot. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
The Magic trail by 11. Turkoglu passes to Price. Turkoglu outside. Turkoglu gets the screen from Nicholson. Lets the 3 fly. And Turkoglu with the basket on the assist by Price. Turkoglu's got 16 points.
They can't afford to give him that kind of...
Oh, he knocks it in! A beautiful buzzer beater.
Just in time. Unbelievable.
Come to where the action is. See your Pacers up close and personal. Multi-game packages still available to CD. One of the best in the league. Come out and represent your team.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Well, Orlando shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all. And so in the game for the Pacers. George Hill at the 1, Paul George at the 2. Hill is out there with Roy Hibbert, and it's D in at the small forward position. From deep, Turkoglu. Pacers with the rebound.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide open look.
Hill sets the screen for Hill. Hill is screen on Turkoglu. Hill kicks to George. The three-pointer, no good. He goes up again and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's on Hedo Turkoglu. And he makes the first. Jameer Nelson's checked in for each one more. Both free throws good from Hill.
Look at the free throw percentage. Unblemished since halftime, Clark. That's pretty nice.
I'd go farther than that, Steve. How about perfect?
Aflalo outside. Pass to Lamb. Dishes to Nelson. Nicholson. And the officials whistle a foul on this shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Vucevic checked in for Hedo Turkoglu.
Well, it was rather on the down low, but a very nice rookie season for 6'9" big man Andrew Nicholson out of St. Bonaventure. He didn't start playing basketball until the 11th grade, guys, but you'd never guess it from his well-rounded offensive skill set.
Now, here is Nelson. He's tightly guarded. Three-pointer. Once again off the mark, Orlando. Lamb dishes to Nelson. Aflalo outside. The feed now to Lamb. Another miss by Orlando. And Clark, you mentioned the offensive gifts of Andrew Nicholson. Range on his jump shot, an array of moves inside. He comprises a nice little package.
Yeah, he's going to be an interesting player. Very creative offensively. He's got a soft touch with that jump hook, and you mentioned the ability to shoot from range.
Aflalo, the pass to Nicholson. Nicholson off the pick from Aflalo. Shot clock at 5. Here's Nelson. Here's Nicholson. Nelson. There's the block. Now Hill. Passes it to D. He dishes it to Hibbert. And he lays it straight in.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
The Magic trail by 12. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
There's the pick. The kick out to Aflalo. Wide open. Good. And a nice assist from Nelson. Nelson's got assist number 8 now on the night. The Pacers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Hit his leg. And the ref saying he kicked it. And the Magic making a change here. Turkoglu's checked in. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. D passes to Hibbert. Nelson outside. The dive for the ball. Nicholson covered by Hibbert. And he trims the lead to single digits. 15 points for Jameer Nelson.
Right now, the defense needs to do a better job of closing out on this guy. He's heating up from outside.
Doubled by Nelson. And George kicks to Hibbert. D, guarded by Nelson. The shot's good from D.
His work at the offensive end has been phenomenal. Maybe reason number 1, they're ahead.
Turkoglu gets the screen from Vucevic. Turkoglu dishes to Vucevic. Got a piece of it. Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession. And a chance now to check out the schedule for Indiana. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one and start a 3-game homestand with that game. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what Frank Vogel had to say to his team. He said, we are this close to finishing them off, but the job is not done yet, and I don't want to see any let-up out there. We'll see how well his point got across, guys.
And there's the pass to D. The dish to Hibbert. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. And now it's an 11-point Indiana lead. Turkoglu kicks to Aflalo. He feeds it to Nicholson. Back to Aflalo. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Aflalo's got 4 points this quarter. George with the ball. He kicks it to Hill. Back to George. Hibbert with a screen for George. Hits it from three-point range. And the Pacers lead by 12.
Well, it took him a long time to get that three-point range. Maybe this will get him going.
A Flower right side. Back to Nelson. Magic moving the ball around. And a Flower. Bucket on the assist by Nelson. And that's now 17 points for Aaron Aflalo. Pacers leading by 9. Pass to Hill. Back to George. D. Out of bounds. Orlando takes possession. Orlando's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. And here's Nelson. Back to Turkoglu. On the wing of Flalo. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And it's not just great offense, Clark. The defense is really lacking. Not enough energy on their closeouts.
That's blocked. D, guarded by Nelson. Here's D. That's good. D's got 4 points this quarter.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball. Just having their way down low.
Turkoglu with it. Now guarded by D. And so it looks like the Magic will retain possession here. And it's the Magic with the ball. Feeds to Nelson. 5 to shoot. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Nelson having a good one. He has 15 points, and the three-pointers have been dropping for him. He's got 3 of them.
Well, as long as he's continuing to make them, I think they should make him more of a focal point of this offense.
Boy, they came out of the locker room at halftime with a much more physical disposition than they had in the first half.
Sure helps that they've gotten extra trips to the foul line here in the second, and that has to continue if they're going to complete this comeback.
And stolen by a Flalo. And now Orlando on the break. Flalo's running. And here's Turkoglu from the arc. Paul George grabs the miss. George has got his 3rd rebound tonight. And it's Hill penetrating. Fires from 14. Tipped away. Oh, look out.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun.
Here's Nicholson, fended by West. Clock at 4. Here's a Flalo. The Magic again can't hit. Pacers leading by 8. Here's D. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And you know, if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and one. Well, it's not often you find a player like Paul George who, as tall as he is, can play 2 guard. But when you do, you're going to see some really big numbers in rebounding from him. And that's what George does. He wants to average double-digit rebounds.
And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. And the call will be against Jameer Nelson. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Magic on defense. Trailing by 10. Outside, George. Clock at 6. Puts the lead pass in front of him. Shot's good from D. And Clark, you mentioned the height of Paul George. 6'8" when he was drafted. He actually grew to 6'10" in his rookie season, Steve. So he's a young guy that's continuing to drill both on the floor and physically.
Yeah, he may be 7'2" by his fourth year. I'll tell you, though, he gives you power forward size and rebounding with guard skills. It's easy to see why the Pacers are so excited about it.
Does he remind you of anybody in particular?
A bit like Scottie Pippen, you know, early in his career. Maybe not quite as strong as Scottie, but a similar skill set.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence. He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Pacers leading by 10. D passes to West. Makes it off the glass.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school. Just physical play in the paint. Dominate.
George against the follow. It's rebounded by D. D's got his 8th rebound here tonight. It's Hill on the wing. Nelson with the steal. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Aflalo dishes to Nicholson. It's rebounded by Indiana. Hill's got 4 rebounds in this game. Kicks to Hibbert. Outside, George. Passes it to D. Back to George. 5 on the clock. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Fans don't like that call one bit.
Well, the officials got an earful as a result.
Nelson kicks to Vucevic. The basket good off the assist from Nelson. And he's now got the double-double. 10 points and 10 rebounds. Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, I agree. Got to use some clock here. He is one guy you do not stand in the way of when he decides to attack the rim.
The Magic trail by 14. 1:37 left to play in the final quarter. With the lead pass, and there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Indiana leading by 12. Hill passes to West. No luck. Some solid defense from Nicholson. Magic shooting here in the fourth quarter, around 41%. And the call will be against Dean. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Here's the screen. Here's Nelson down low. Vucevic. And the layup's good off the glass. Vucevic has got 10 points in just the second half. Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. And Roy Hibbert, the bucket on the assist by George.
This is going to be a great game for them. No win on the road comes easy in the NBA. Nice performance.
Any player loves sending his own fans home happy. He loves even more sending opposing fans home miserable.
Out of bounds, Orlando takes possession.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges.
Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
Yeah, Steve and Kevin, you guys got to love this teamwork. I mean, everybody's involved and engaged. It's just a thing of beauty to watch.
Yeah, sure is. And when all 5 guys, Clark, are threats to score, that makes it so tough on the defense because now you can't account for everybody when the ball's moving so quickly. Yeah, close, but I didn't think he got on balance quickly enough.
And it's hard to draw charges as quick as players are at this level. That's not an easy bit of work there.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Mahinmi's checked in for Hibbert. Chris Copeland comes in for David West. Hill, he's checked in for George. Lance Stevenson subbed in for George Hill. Now here is Hill.
Watch the screen.
This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
You're exactly right. I mean, take care of the ball, work the clock. It's a wrap.
Yep, nice game. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. The pass to D. Shot clock at 6. There's the double team with Lamb. Here's Stevenson. And that one's good.
Well, that puts the nail in the coffin.
A clinic in terms of how to play with the lead right there.
No one near him. No good off the back of the rim. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. And this one was...
As this game was ending, the selection committee released the rosters for the upcoming rookie-sophomore game at All-Star Weekend. Your excellent play has been recognized, having earned a spot on the roster. Your thoughts?
Wow, man. What an honor, huh? Well, I'd like to send out my thanks to the selection panel for recognizing my performance this year. Being selected is a great thing for me, and also for the team, you know. I'll be out there giving 110% for the fans. They deserve it. I'm pumped, man. Can't wait for the game. Let's do this thing.
The Pacers look to take charge. We're going to bring it to you here from Indianapolis, Indiana. Our starting lineups will look at the matchups here and who we'll see for our starting five for both teams. And guys, taking a look at Paul George, what will we see from him?
Well, he's an exciting young player. Almost 6'10", great athleticism, length, dynamic finisher at the rim, and he can guard multiple positions defensively.
And you know what, Steve? His growth defensively has been just as impressive. He uses that length to great advantage, contesting shots and coming away with deflections and steals.
Last game for the Pacers, they pick up the W against the Magic in Orlando.
And in that game, guys, I watched it. They were dominant defensively down on the low block, just controlling the paint.
And, you know, once they got a few blocks, the shooters started looking around for those shot blockers, which is no way to be effective offensively.
And so the Denver Nuggets get the first points in the ballgame. 5 on the clock. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Looking at Denver, they got their last win against the Pistons at the Palace of Auburn Hills.
And you know what was most impressive? They wasted very few possessions in that game. They ran their offense close to perfection.
That's what we call a mute button game in front of a hostile crowd. They never let the fans get into it, had them on their hands the whole time.
No, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send them to the free throw line. Don't give them an easy two.
No easy buckets inside. Force free throws and work to keep them out of the lane next time around. Roy Hibbert, definitely a guy that can anchor a defense, and even though he doesn't block a bunch of shots, he's always changing shots, and he's the very best at the principle of verticality. Nobody does it better, going straight up and bothering shots than Roy Hibbert.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Earlier, I spoke with Frank Vogel. I asked him what players he was really eyeing on the scouting report, and he said one that might surprise you, Kenneth Faried. He said he plays with so much energy and effort. He really sets the bar for the rest of the team. If we can limit his impact on the game, I think it'll really be to our advantage. Guys, an interesting take. We'll see if they can slow his roll.
And as always, Doris, thank you. And Wilson Chandler with the slam.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted, the aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
West, and the layup's good off the glass. West has got his first basket of the night. And Clark, you mentioned the length of Roy Hibbert, and you get to watch him every night. You know, long arms, 7'2". Not many guys in the league, you know, Steve, his size.
Huge frame, improved conditioning and mobility, better on pick-and-roll coverage than he's been. And I think the biggest thing is he understands how to avoid fouls under the rim, just jumping straight up, keeping his hands high, forcing offensive players to score over the top of him.
Here's Faried. Can't hit. Great D that time from Hibbert.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Hill drives in. Back to Hibbert. Passes it to deep. Hibbert with a screen on Gordon. Right side George. There's the triple. And the shot is good. George has got 5 points so far.
Talk about a great start. 3 of 3 from the field to get the game going. They're cooking with gas, folks.
Lawson gets the screen from Gordon. Takes the 3. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Lawson's got 3 assists tonight.
Right back at you. They immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading punches, that's how you answer.
Now here is Hill. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Shot clock at 6. West setting the pick for Hill. Hits the front of the rim and out. Denver in the lead. Last time they met was in Denver.
You know, when things started to go wrong for them in that game, and things did go very wrong, they just could never get it going back in the right direction.
Steve, there was just no consistency. I mean, that was really the problem to me. Anytime they strung together a couple of baskets, they just couldn't keep the momentum going.
And it's the Pacers with the ball. Wilson Chandler making his last shot. Hill kicks to George. There's the pass to D. Back to George. 3-pointer. And the Pacers another 3.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
Hill against Lawson. Outside Lawson. It's stolen by Hill. With the lead pass. Deflects the pass. And here we go with Lawson running it right up the court. He lobs it up. Fareed, an emphatic alley-oop jam.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make it a close game. A potential momentum builder.
George dishes to Hill. Pass to D. Outside, George. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
The more touches he gets, the more this lead will grow. He has just been unconscious this quarter.
Gordon, the pass to Fareed. Now the dish to Lawson. Ben Gordon on the wing. All alone. And that'll be Denver as it goes out of bounds. Nuggets retain possession.
Oh, we get a chance to see some of the numbers for Ty Lawson. This is the kind of play they love to see from him when he's just controlling things out there. First in assists, and he's been quite an offensive threat, averaging enough points to put him in the top 20 in scoring.
And you know, you threw his #1 assist ranking out there, Steve, and what's really impressive is that not only is he creative, but he's a willing passer. The guy wants to give it up, and he really makes it easy for his teammates to score because he's so good at giving them the ball in ideal position.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Pacers.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
Yeah, their passing has been terrific, too. Clark, we're seeing a lot of assists, really moving, what a flow offensively. I like what I see.
Chandler's shot, good.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Indiana's gone 3 of 3 from deep. 9 points rung up from outside here in the first. Hill against Lawson. Hill kicks to George. It's back to Hill. Some nice passing here by Indiana. D passes to Hill. And too long on the shot.
You know, Frank Vogel is one of the youngest head coaches in the NBA, and in college at Kentucky, he pestered the coaches relentlessly until they gave him a role as a student manager for the Wildcats, and that determination and resolve has served him well as he's worked himself into an outstanding head coach in the NBA.
Here's Hill, following the basket by Ben Gordon. Hill with it. Now Lawson defending. Here's D. The kick out to Hill. And there's the feed to Granger. Indiana again missing. And for Vogel, an assistant for 10 years in the NBA, and when a coaching turnover moved him into the interim head coaching position in 2011, Steve, he grabbed the reins and didn't look back.
No, he didn't. The results speak for themselves. The team's responded to him. The organization has shown its faith in Coach Vogel, giving him an extension, and he led that club to a deep playoff run a year ago, one game from the finals.
And the Nuggets making a change here. JaVale McGee's checked in for Hickson. Randolph comes in for Kenneth Fareed. Jordan Hamilton's checked in for Wilson Chandler. And Nate Robinson is subbed in for Ben Gordon. And there's the shot clock violation. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Robinson dishes to Fareed. And that's good. Robinson picking up the assists. Robinson's got his 4th assist in this one. Pacers trail by 7. Down low, West and Hibbert. George Hill at the 1. Paul George at the 2. And it's D in at the 3 slot. So that's the group out there for Indiana. It's back to Hill. He feeds it to George. Pass to D. Clock at 4. Indiana needs to get a shot off. The shot by George, no good.
Well, you know what? When you look at Nate Robinson, guys, you could make the case or even argue that the last few seasons, he's been a bargain basement deal. I mean, he's been very productive, and he's been playing on single-season veteran minimum contracts. I mean, he's provided a lot of value for what he's been paid. But after a big performance for the Bulls in the playoffs, the league caught on, and this year he was finally rewarded with a multi-year deal.
Now here is Hill. Wilson Chandler unable to get his shot to go. The pass to D. They need this, and that's 2 points on the way. D's got 5 now.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Clark.
Now here is Robinson. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Detroit. Back to Gordon. Tries from 16. No good. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. And you know, Nate Robinson could always score and shoot from outside, but he's definitely improved as a playmaker.
That's a great point, Kevin. When he first came into the league, he was basically a shooting guard in a 5'9" frame. But he's improved his passing, he's improved his understanding of how to run a team. Still not really a point guard, but I think he can play the position for brief spells.
And we're going to be remiss if we didn't mention a 3-time NBA All-Star Saturday Night Dunk Championship.
I'll tell you what, he's enjoyed a very good day shooting the ball so far. He can bring them right back into this.
Chandler with the screen on Hill. Robinson kicks to Gordon. This one for 3. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Robinson's got his 5th assist in this one.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, gentlemen, D in their last game against the Magic was simply terrific. He finished with 45 points and also did his part on the glass, pulling in some key rebounds to help his team. Absolutely incredible numbers from him in a monstrous game.
Appreciate it, Doris. Thanks. Well, we've seen a lot of great players have a lot of great games, but that Clark was something special.
Kevin, it really was. I mean, they threw everything but the kitchen sink at him, and nothing slowed him down.
And let's just say he was really good.
And so here is Indiana after the 3-pointer from Ben Gordon. And that one's good.
He had a whole lot of space to get that shot.
Yeah, I don't think the defender did a good job there of getting over the top of the screen.
Pass to Fareed. Dishes to Lawson. Feeds it to Gordon. Paul George with the steal. Here's D. No good.
Hey, I like creativity and a circus finish as much as anybody. But you better be sure you got a chance to make it.
And it's sent back by George. And so it looks like Denver will retain possession here. These players have excelled at setting up their teammates this month. The 2K leaderboard shows us the recent assist leaders. Ty Lawson, number 1.
Yeah, he's been in sync with his teammates over that stretch of time. No question. His passing has just been phenomenal.
Kicks it to Gordon. Back to Lawson. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
Well, his body control is what I notice. I think that jumps off the page when you watch him play. Even with the defender draped all over him, he's able to find a way to get to the rim and get the shot to go in.
I'll tell you what else I like is his attacking mindset too, Steve. No matter where he is on the court, when he gets possession, he will turn it up and turn it on and run out. Most of the time, he doesn't stop until he's laid the ball in the hoop.
And so here's Denver following the score by Indiana. Well, now they're just going to town on it.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
Hill passes to D. Here's Scola. No good. Hamilton with some nice D. Denver leading by 9. He kicks it to Lawson. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Lawson's got his second bucket tonight.
That finish brings me back to the old days, the silky smooth finger roll.
Hill dishes to Scola. George. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Scola, a screen on Hamilton. Here's George. McGee with the block. Hill kicks to George. Granger. The 3-pointer, no good. Miller outside. Hamilton outside. That's good, and it's Miller with the assist. Hamilton's got his second bucket of the game to go. Pacers trail by 13. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
D passes to George. D covered by Hamilton. Here's D. That's good. D's got 6 here in this quarter.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
Lawson with it. He had 19 points in the win against Detroit.
And Kevin, a lot of those points came at the line. So he was very aggressive with his game, attacking the D and capitalizing on those free throws.
D covered by Miller. D passes to George. And stolen by Lawson. And he banks in the layup. Lawson's got 6. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Nuggets.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
Yeah, and I've noticed also that their quick hands have led to a lot of forced turnovers. They're getting some points in transition as a result.
Here is Watson, averaging 6 points per contest. He passes to Copeland. D, guarded by Robinson. The shot's good from D.
And his shots are dropping right now. This quarter has been very kind to him.
Lawson dishes to Chandler. Pass to Randall. The feed now to Lawson. Passes it to Fareed. It's rebounded by D. D's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Leads him in there. Copeland. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Copeland's got 5 points so far.
All the points these defenders are allowing inside is inexcusable. That's 5 baskets in a row, and they've all been practically lay-ins.
Yeah, they've got to harden and toughen up down there, guys.
6 on the shot clock. Here's Lawson. Second chance shot. He lays it in. Lawson's got 8 points in the quarter.
What a great little run he's on here in the quarter.
35 seconds left now here in the second. Here is Watson. Watson defending. The pass to D. And stolen by Lawson.
Shot clock is off. This should be the last possession of the quarter.
That's what they should have in mind here.
You know, regardless of who starts the break, it seems like he's usually the one to finish it.
And that's because of how well he attacks the rim on the dead run.
Watson kicks it to West. Pass to D. And he takes it down.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, man, he's got so much power.
Here's Lawson. The shot is off. And we finished one half of basketball. Nuggets lead by 7.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Hey everyone, I'm Damon Bruce.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. What a game we're seeing from Paul George.
I feel like he made everything he got. I mean, anytime he had an open look, he took advantage of the opportunity there in that first half.
And Steve, they were all good looks. I mean, his shot selection has been terrific throughout the game.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So on the floor for Denver, Kenneth Fareed is out there with Hickson. Then there's Ben Gordon. Then it's Wilson Chandler. And it's Lawson in at the point guard position. And it's the Pacers with the ball. trailing by 10.
Well, you look at Ben Gordon, guys, a pure shooter, clearly. Can spot up, pull up. However he gets his shot off, you expect it to go in.
Hibbert, the pass to Hill. And stolen by Lawson. He dishes it to Gordon. Back to Lawson. On the wing, Chandler. He feeds it to Lawson. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Gordon with it. He's picked up by Hill. Just 5 to shoot. Fires from 14. And Hill with the block. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Well, it's always good to look at some of the backstory here on the numbers. Here are the stats for Kenneth Faried. 3rd in field goal percentage, and he's been a terrific rebounder as well, in the top 10 in that category per game.
And Steve, you mentioned his sky-high field goal percentage ranking. I mean, he's got both the technique and the patience and discipline that all really great shooters have to be efficient and productive.
And going back to Ben Gordon, Clark, you called him a pure shooter, but he doesn't bring a whole lot else, does he, Steve?
Well, he's limited offensively. You know he can shoot and score, but not really a playmaker. And he's not big enough to post up, and he's not a great defender. But you know what he is. He's a scorer, and I think he's ideally suited to bring off the bench because of that.
And so it's Indiana with it. Wilson Chandler making his last shot. Poked loose. Chandler with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. And it's Gordon. That time on the assist by Chandler. Gordon's got 13 points.
And their offense is flowing. It's clicking right now at the beginning of the second half. They've made 3 of their first 4 attempts.
The shot by George, no good.
That's not how you want to kick off the second half with 3 straight misses.
Gordon dishes to Chandler. Back to Gordon. Knocks it loose. Pass to George. Here's Hill. That's good. Hill's got his first points of the night.
And they get one to go now after missing their first 3 shots. Maybe this will kick them into gear.
We've got a second, so we'll bring up a list of shooting guards that have been red hot at the free throw line over the past month. Second is Ben Gordon.
Well, we've gotten used to seeing a lot of terrific free throw shooters from the 2-guard spot, but even so, it shouldn't take away from what these players have been able to do up there.
Yeah, that's right, because all they have done up there is convert their chances. That's it, plain and simple. These are the steadiest hands you're going to find, not just at their position, but in the league overall.
Here is Hill, following the basket by Ben Gordon. There's the dish to George. He passes to D. Feeds to West. 6 to shoot. And George, here we go. For 3, Hill. And yes, sir, that one drops. Hill's got 5 now. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. There's a good screen. Lawson kicks to Hickson. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Hickson's got his second basket of the night.
Good job there, Kevin, getting himself a little space on the inside.
Luis Scola. He's checked in for Roy Hibbert. Passes it to D. Dishes it to Scola. The pass to D. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, some really terrific numbers for D. 13 points and 2 steals. The motor on this guy is amazing. Completely revved up. He's been everywhere today.
He sure has, Clark. Both ends of the floor. His offense has been great, but defensively he's brought huge energy, too.
Danny Granger, he's checked in for the Pacers. Now, here is Lawson. 11 points in the game. Outside Lawson. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. You look at the Rockets. They've been in peak form as we've watched them play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason. And checking out Denver, 3.5 back.
You know, right now for the Nuggets, they played terrific basketball this year. They haven't missed a beat after the success they had last season. So it's hard to find a team that matches up with them comfortably.
Well, you're right, Clark. I mean, they would probably have the upper hand against almost any team in this league. I mean, they're a very difficult matchup. They've got plenty of talent, and they're so well coached. And what I like is they play hard every single night.
Now Lawson. Following the miss by Granger from deep. Lawson outside. Fareed setting the pick for Lawson. Here's Chandler. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
That's basketball 101, guys. I mean, elementary. Use the screen to free yourself and then take it straight to the rack.
Yeah, very nice set play for him.
Well, that's using your head and using your body.
Now, here is Hill. He has 5. Hill gets a screen from Scola. Hill kicks to George. Stolen by Fareed. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Here's Chandler. And a chance now to check out the schedule for Indiana. Following this run, they get to host the Mavericks. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Nuggets.
Forcing turnovers, you want to convert at the other end. That's what this club has done.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Mozgov, he's checked in for J.J. Hickson. Dean, he's guarded by Chandler. Here's the floater. And it's good on the way in. And that's 17 points for Dean.
And you got to have perfect timing to knock down that teardrop.
Here's the lob to the hoop. And Wilson Chandler with the slam.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Yeah, this is threatening to get kind of ugly out here.
And here are the Pacers now. 15-point game. George passes to Hill. Indiana moving the ball around. They get the rebound. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
Did you see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket?
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Arthur's checked in. Now, here is Lawson. 11 points in the game. Kicks it to Arthur. Back to Lawson. Denver needs to get off the shot. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Nuggets. They've got the Timberwolves ahead of them next in Minneapolis. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip.
Should be a good one for the Timberwolves today. I'm anxious to see what ends up happening there.
JaVale McGee's checked in for Denver. Now, here is George. 15 points in the game. Granger with the ball. Now Chandler defending.
Oh, boy, he is just cold as ice. I don't think he's going to be the one to help them cut into the lead.
And it's Lawson, that time on the assist by Gordon. And that's 13 points for Ty Lawson.
I like the way they've played here in the first half. Just an intelligent floor game, getting good shots.
Numbers certainly back that up. They're shooting a much better percentage.
West a screen on Chandler. West up on top. Left side West. Puts the lead pass in front of him. And that one's good. And that's 19 points for D.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
Gordon kicks to Lawson. Back to Gordon. Lawson outside. Chandler outside. He kicks it to Lawson. A 3-ball. David West grabs the miss. Pacers trail by 12.
Well, Ty Lawson given the keys to this Nuggets offense last year by George Karl. And I think Brian Shaw now has similar confidence in his point guard, allowing him to really run this team in transition, get them out and firing.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Hill dishes to George. D. Chandler on him. D passes to West. Rebound by JaVale McGee. And going back to Lawson and his quickness, one of the fastest guards, don't you think, Clark, hand-to-hand in this game?
Yeah, and I think he's just a lot stronger than people think, and he's a terrific finisher around the rim for a guy who's probably only about 5'10". I know they try to list him taller than that, but he is a dynamo. Terrific point guard. I love watching him go.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
D. Lawson defending. The shot's good from D. D's got 8 here in the quarter. The Nuggets leading by 12. Here's Lawson. 13 points in the game. Outside Gordon. Clock at 6. The feed to McGee. For the 3. That doesn't go either for Lawson. Gordon kicks to Lawson. Back to Gordon. Second shot opportunity. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Gordon's got 19 points. For Indiana, they've gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. Outside Hill. Back to Granger. Pass to Hill. From the arc. That's good. Hill's got 8 points.
And that kind of defense is just not going to cut it, guys. They have to get a hand in his face.
On the wing, Ben Gordon. He dishes it to McGee. Back to Gordon. Tries to hit him. Blocked. D, defended by Gordon. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits.
Yeah, they're going to need some help there defensively. That matchup is going to be a tough one to deal with.
Gordon with the screen for Lawson. He feeds it to Gordon. From past the arc, the offensive rebound. And McGee kicks to Chandler. Pass to McGee. Denver passing it around. Lawson. There's the dish to McGee. Outside Gordon. And another shot. That's blocked. Osgood with the bucket. And the Nuggets lead by 11.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
Well, the main thing is they haven't allowed many second chance opportunities. And that is always going to allow you to maintain your lead.
Now here is Hill. He's got 8. Kept alive. Goes back up. Shoots it. In time as it's the jumper to fall. And now it's up to 25 points for D.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys.
Here's Lawson. He's got 13. And the call will be against D. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. A different look for Denver. J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Kenneth Fareed comes in for JaVale McGee. And Andre Miller is subbed in for Wilson Chandler.
Yeah, the defender draped all over him.
Pretty plain and simple. Got him good there.
The Nuggets have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts.
Now, collectively, this is a 73% free throw shooting team.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
Hibbert with the screen on Gordon. The kick out to Hill. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
His eyes were wide open there, guys. Excellent vision to see they had an open shot outside and get it there.
And we've reached the end of the 3rd.
Tune in this Wednesday night.
And the final period of play just about to start. Denver leading by 8. D, he's in at 3. Roy Hibbert is out there with Chris Copeland. Then it's George Hill, and it's Hill in at the shooting guard position. So that's the group out there for Indiana. 6 on the shot clock. Gordon dishes to Robinson. There's the 3. Gets it to go. Robinson's got the first field goal of the 4th quarter here for the Nuggets. Robinson against Hill. Feeds to Hibbert. It's back to Hill. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yep, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
Now, here is Robinson. Off his foot, and the official saying it was kicked. Denver making a switch here. Hickson passes to Chandler. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Chandler's got 10 points in just the second half. Hill kicks to Hibbert. Outside, George passes to Scola. Fareed on him. A baseline J. He squares up and sinks it. And that's now 7 points for Luis Scola.
And now both of these clubs really in a groove here.
Already a high-scoring game, but it has become an offensive showcase down the stretch.
Robinson, he's guarded by Hill. Robinson dishes to Miller. Back to Robinson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Hickson. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
And the crowd immediately letting the officials have it after that whistle.
A very unpopular call there.
Ty Lawson, he's checked in for Andre Miller. Scola, a screen on Chandler. Used the screen and took it all the way.
One of the oldest players in basketball made that dunk possible.
That's right, a terrific screen right there, Steve. Allowed him to lose his man and rock it to the rim.
Oh, don't you love to see players working together in that fundamental play? Fun to watch.
Ben Gordon's checked in for Nate Robinson. That's tipped. Paul George with the steal. Dishes it to Scola. Scola left side. George passes to Hill. Indiana moving it around. Here's D. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. That free throw, good from D. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Lawson outside. Chandler with a screen for Lawson. Sinks the triple. And the Nuggets lead by 9.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a nice look.
Poor job by the defender to not fight over or around that screen.
Dean, he's guarded by Chandler. Fast break, here we go. Moving it up. And it's sent back by George. Fast break, here comes Indiana.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need.
Nope, his only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style.
I like the simplicity.
But there was some style there, Kev. It was a pretty sweet one-handed flush.
Outside Gordon. Hickson kicks to Lawson. Back to Hickson. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the hit.
That's how you do it. The bump and the bucket.
Roy Hibbert's checked in for Luis Scola.
Well, for J.J. Hickson, I mean, he is a phenomenal rebounder guy. Strong, explosive, has the right disposition of aggressiveness. All of that makes him a pretty dangerous finisher around the rim as well.
West can't hit.
He operates pretty well in traffic, guys, but that was a tough play to finish off.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And Hickson has to play center a lot last season, but at 6'9", you've got to think power forward is a better position for him, wouldn't you think, Steve, long term?
Well, yeah, I think offensively he was able to score at a higher clip playing center because he was too quick for the guys guarding him, but defensively he's not a rim protector. And so I think long term, if you're going to win, you have to play him at the 4 spot. Yeah, when he's not blocking shots, he's altering them, Kevin, because he's just a constant presence and a threat defensively in the paint.
And the other thing I like about him is his pursuit of the pumpkin. I mean, he loves to slip in there and get a few second chance baskets. Wilson Chandler was one of those guys who decided during the condensed season to play in China. Took him a while to get back to the NBA, and when he did, a hip injury kept him on the sidelines. But last season, he seemed to regain his earlier form.
Back to Gordon. Fareed against West. Chandler dishes to Lawson. And there's the pass to Hickson. On the wing, Ben Gordon. Back to Hickson. Tipped away. Now here is Hill. Pass to D. Hibbert with a screen on Lawson. Kicks it to George. Shot clock at 5. With the fadeaway. Denver grabs the miss. Gordon's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And Wilson Chandler, 26 years of age, athletic, physical. The Nuggets gave him a nice 5-year contract on this basis of his potential.
Well, he's one of the players they got in the Carmelo Anthony trade. He's tough, low-maintenance guy, competes at both ends of the floor, and can really shoot the 3-ball well, too. I think he complements what Denver has tried to do here in recent years, playing that up-tempo style and yet maintain that floor spacing in the half court.
Now, here is Lawson. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Chandler, the pass to Lawson. He passes it to Fareed. On the left block. And another miss by Denver. Pacers trail by 11. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
And George kicks to Hill. Pass to D. Tries to snap the cold streak. And it's Denver with the rebound. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Lawson drives in. And it's rejected. Right side George. Fires from deep. They get it back. And it's Hibbert missing.
And you got to like the defense inside, really protecting the rim.
Challenging shots and making his presence felt around the rim. That's exactly what he can give you.
Fareed. He kicks to Lawson. Chandler outside. Back to Lawson. There's the feed to Gordon. Back to Lawson. Lawson gets the screen from Fareed. On the wing, Chandler. They shoot again. Outside Gordon. He dishes it to Hickson. He feeds it to Lawson. Back to Hickson. And they finally get it to go. A full night's work on the boards in one trip down the floor.
Boy, that was impressive. Major height disadvantage, but he still got the shot up over his man.
Well, he's got the poise to handle any matchup, and he's not easily intimidated. You could see that there.
Now, here is Hill. Here's D. Indiana again missing. Denver leading by 13. Fareed a screen on West. The finger roll finish at the bucket. 18 points for Ty Lawson.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Now, you got to make a defensive adjustment here, Clark. Time to collapse inside, force the ball back out in the perimeter, make them beat you from long range.
Now here's West. Here's D. The shot's good on the assist by West. 34 points for D.
Tell you what, he's had an excellent game, and they're going to have to continue to rely on him if they're going to come back.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Yes, Kevin. Brian Shaw had some words for his team in that last timeout. He wanted his guys to keep up the intensity, saying, if any of you think this game is over, you're wrong. We've got work to do. I don't want to see any letdown on the defensive end of the floor. Guys, let's watch how it plays out.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Here's Lawson, lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Lawson's got 12 points here in the second half. Lawson against Hill. D. Pass to West. Little turnaround. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Hickson's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
They've shown effort and aggression in the paint right from the tip. Their rebounding edge is impressive.
And I'll tell you what, they've turned a lot of those rebounds into points at the other end.
The shot's good from Lawson.
And it was almost like he was surprised to be that wide open, yet he knocked it down.
Pacers trail by 17. Now Hill. Hibbert with the screen for Hill. And the pass to D.
That's his second personal foul. 14 foul.
Hibbert the pass to D. The dish to Hill. Just 5 on the clock. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Hill's got 5 points now this quarter.
He's been a different guy in the second half, guys. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
And Lawson with the drive. Out to Chandler. Feeds it to Hickson. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Here's Gordon. Count it. The defender is called for the block, and this could turn into a three-point play.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Yeah, not a lot you can do defensively when they continue to get the ball inside and get these easy shots.
This is to George. Outside Hill. There's the screen. Gives him the lead pass. D. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 3 assists tonight.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
That's good. And that's now 24 points for Ty Lawson.
Shaky defense down low again. It's been a mismatch in the paint.
I'm sure they didn't go into this one expecting to get battered like they have inside.
Hill a screen on Chandler. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
That was George Hill getting in the way of the D right there.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Mahinmi's checked in for Hibbert. Chris Copeland comes in for David West. Hill, he's checked in for George. And it's Watson in for George Hill. Now, here is Miller. Robinson down low. He's covered by Watson. Kick out to Hamilton. And so it looks like Denver will retain possession here.
Maybe a low percentage pass, but it still nearly got through.
I like it, though. I mean, it's an aggressive play. Heads up defending deflected away.
The Nuggets making a switch here. J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Kenneth Fareed comes in for Terrell Arthur. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Jordan Hamilton. And Ben Gordon is subbed in for Andre Miller. Here's Hill. Wilson Chandler making his last shot. West a screen on Robinson. Hill passes to D. On the wing, George. Pass to Hibbert. D fires the three. Kenneth Fareed pulls it in.
Looks like he's just trying to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but I don't know about that shot attempt.
Robinson with it. George picks him up. Gordon dishes to Robinson. Back to Gordon. Hibbert with the block. Here's George. Misses. So it's the Nuggets winning this one easily.
Sad night for the team, but great game for you. So let's talk about your shooting. Have you been working on your jumper or what? It looked like you took it to another level tonight.
Yeah, I was feeling it for sure. But that doesn't mean very much when we don't win the game, man. It's a lot easier to enjoy coming off a W, so I'll just keep working. You can always take more shots, always get to practice a little earlier and stay a little later. Look, if there's one thing I pride myself on, it's that I want my game to be constantly evolving and improving. And the more work I put in, the more I'll be able to help this team out. I'll be at the gym at 5 tomorrow morning then. Who's with me?
Go.